crowd amongst you have probably spotted, we have a Chelsea first team bus making its way down the hill.
Come on, Joe!
Jill, you can come every week.
So here we are outside Stamford Bridge. We've got a big game today against Leeds, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by the London is Blue podcast. Guys, how are you doing?
Thank you, Zach. We are good.
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're, as a Minnesotan, right in my climate, so we're very used to this. But no, it'll be good. Obviously, back over finally. It's been a little bit.
Amazing, amazing. You guys landed last night. I mean, it sounds like all actions go, and it's not stopping today. Obviously, right now we are outside as well, opposite the Peter Osgood statue. It was his anniversary just earlier this week. What a man he was. Obviously, we're playing Leeds as well today. He loved a goal against Leeds. Hopefully, fingers crossed for 3 points today. Now, look, we got you guys over here. I know a big culture in America before games is like trying food and having food. Tailgating, I think it's called, right? So I thought, look, we'll get you guys to try some of our food here, having a little chat how we feel about the game and go from there. You think that sounds good?
That sounds brilliant.
Yeah, perfect.
Amazing. Let's walk over. Firstly then, I think we're going to try some chicken first off. But before that, Leeds today, how are we feeling about the game?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious of where we're at. We're looking to break the goal drought, I think, a little bit. But
Could use Osgood today.
Yeah, you could. We could.
But no, I think we're excited. Anytime I think for us that we get to come over and be here is a special experience. So we're expecting 10 out of 10, Dan. They're going to come flat out of the gates.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, there's still tons of energy with the new signings that we've had, time to bed them in, and, just like new menu items, there's an opportunity to try something different, see if there's a new result. We can get this figured out today, and we'll go from there.
And what's the record like so far, guys, for you guys seeing Chelsea in person?
It's actually really good. I mean, we were, you know about this. We were there at the Champions League final, so there's a lot of positive energy we should be bringing into this, too. And, I think, Nick, we've seen the women recently win a couple of trophies, and so hopefully that luck rubs off as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, doing the Kanté Cup final for them tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. But yeah, we're excited. We brought 20 Americans over with us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There you go, little fans watching on. That's not too bad. Not too bad. And okay, but go back to the game today. How are you feeling in general yourself?
I hope we get a response, right? I mean, I think that's the one thing. You want to see the players come flying out of the gate, hopefully get an early goal, settle things down just a little bit, and maybe kick on from there. You're kind of looking at a squad that if they get one or two, maybe the floodgates open a little bit, and that would be great. And okay, look, we're outside of the food trucks right now. I think they're still being made currently. Talk to me about kind of the culture in America with food before games. Why is it such a big thing and like kind of all meeting together? So tailgating in the Midwest where we live is huge. This is like you show up hours and hours and hours before, and it's just like kind of a culture and community. And yeah, you get to go around, drink and eat and be merry. It's great.
The tailgates are so advanced these days. I mean, people bring barbecues, smokers. My parents had season tickets to college football, and they would prep like 3 days in advance to make sure there's everything there. So it's so fun. It's so unique. Like you get every different types of food and different things like that. So it's just, again, it's all centered around the community, and being with friends before the game, which, here it's just in a different version. But I'm excited to see what you guys got.
Yeah, ultimately, it really is about just getting the day started right. And that's what we need to do now. We need to get the day started right. We need to try some food, and then we'll hopefully bring that positive energy back to Chelsea.
I like it a lot. We've obviously got a chicken plate in front of us, and we've got wood-fired pizza as well, 450 degrees on the corner. I'm just trying to wait to see them wink at me and say that the food is ready. But, okay, again, back to kind of Chelsea today. Yeah. New signings still. I feel like that's the big talking point all the time. There's so many new signings coming in. Anybody you've seen so far that's quite impressed you?
Oof. I mean, there's a lot that I think we still want to see, right? So there's still an opportunity to see some of these players get an opportunity to connect with one another. I think Madueke has been very interesting to get him an opportunity. I think Mykhailo Mudryk would be another individual I'd like to see some more opportunity for as well, particularly as they just get adjusted to the Premier League versus the leagues that they played in previously.
I've been really impressed by Badiashile. I think especially if Thiago Silva is out for a little bit, it's a player that certainly has caught our attention and someone who could come in and play well in defense.
Yeah, look, thank you for leaving Enzo. Like, how nice of you guys.
I feel like you guys must have spoken about him a lot during January, right?
We had a running segment, the Enzo update, it seemed like. But, look, I think the ambition from the club to go sign these top quality players up and coming and things like that. And Enzo it looks like he's been in the Premier League or he came up through the English academies because he's settled in, he's gotten involved. You look at his pass maps, his heat maps. I mean, he is ever present in transition, and he's just been fun, really, really fun to watch.
It's incredible. I mean, it really has been. I think Badiashile is a fantastic shout as well. Somebody that already feels like he's so into the side so quickly already. Let's have a chat over here. Firstly, how are you doing, my friend? Good to hear. We've got some of our American friends over to try some of the food here. We've seen that over in America, tailgating is a massive thing. How have you found it being obviously before games and getting busy before games? How have you found that kind of being outside of Chelsea?
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic. And obviously it's a lot to when the first game comes. Second game, it's very, very overwhelming. But after a while, it becomes second nature. We've got a great team. So we're ready, bring it on.
Amazing, amazing. I think some of the guys are going to try some of the food today as well. How you feel? Well, not how you feel about the game. I was going to say that's my normal kind of interviewing side. What do you think is like the number one thing on the menu for you?
I'll be honest with you, everything sells.
Well done. Well, that's good. Great business.
It does. I'm being honest. From the chicken burgers to the cheese bites, which are popcorn chicken, and from the boneless chicken as well. Everybody loves it. Because you can't get this chicken anywhere else.
Amazing.
Because it's fried chicken, it's Uncle G's. 15 herbs, 3-day marinade in original buttermilk, and there's no chemicals in any of our food, free from any GMOs or MSGs, and everything we sell here is fresh. Even the chips are from farm to fork also.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm sure, when it's ready, give us a nod. There we go. What would you guys like, guys?
The boneless chicken.
Boneless chicken and
Yeah,
chips.
yeah.
That'd be perfect. Thank you very much. What is your food guys before tailgating normally? What is the normal kind of things in America?
Well, I live in Kansas City, so barbecue is huge. So if you're in any sort of tailgate situation, parking lot, whatever, it just smells like a big barbecue, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I know the sausage roll is big over here, but in the U.S., it really is more of a hot dog type of experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that is really like a standard staple. Pretty much any type of baseball game, you know, in Todd Bowley, the Dodgers, the Dodger dog is a huge thing. The Dodger dog, yes, a named item. That is one of the things that probably is a perennial favorite for most people. Sometimes a hamburger hot dog is a very kind of classic way to enjoy it too.
Oh my! Have you had a sausage roll before?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And where does that rank next to the hot dog?
Might be better than the hot dog.
Might be better than the hot dog.
I agree.
Amazing. Okay, amazing. I think it looks like it's getting cut up. How are we feeling at the moment? You're looking at it poured over.
Also, guys, we only serve leg and thigh.
Leg
We don't
and
serve
thigh
breast,
only.
it doesn't hold flavour.
Amazing. We're seeing it get chefed up. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. The mouth is starting to water as he pulled that out. There looks like a ton of flavor and juice in this, so I'm excited.
Perfect. Sorry.
Please try. I'd love to see your faces when you try.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
It's quite good. That is good chicken. You can all the herbs and everything. There's a lot of flavor and it's crunchy. That's well done.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Okay, so we've got the chicken and chips. We've ordered a pizza earlier. Hopefully it is ready. Guys, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm very good. You?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. I think, what pizza was it?
I think we had ordered a margarita pizza and an andouille pizza.
We just eat it.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Now, obviously, we're already tucking in on one. If you guys want to go ahead and give it a go as well. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Cheers. There we go. Try it. Take one.
Can I close the box for you?
No, we'll leave it open.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Enjoy, guys.
Now, is pizza a normal one that you guys would have over in America? Or is it a little bit different?
I don't think for tailgating, really. I mean, the fact they have a wood, fire stove grill here, yeah. I mean, that's not as mobile, but this looks like some very quality pizza here, gentlemen.
Oh yeah. I love a Neapolitan style. It's great. The wood fire is amazing.
Prepping you before the big game as well, getting ready for it. I'm sure, as you say, lining the stomach, ticks all the boxes, I'm pretty sure.
Important part of the experience for pre-gaming is to make sure that you set a foundation for the day, and that requires some good food in that regard. So, this checks all the boxes for it too.
You have to have a base in, and this is great.
Amazing, guys, amazing. Now, would you say you're happy with the experience so far? This is very similar to tailgating, or maybe a UK version of tailgating?
A new experience, I think, right? I don't think we've seen this at the Bridge before, so as there's new things evolving and coming to the pre-match, it just gives more stuff for fans to do and makes it easier, which I think is great. When Americans come over, sometimes it's a little overwhelming to how do we do everything? But to be able to come see the stadium, go to the mega store, come grab some food, it's just so easy, I think, for everybody. So very, very cool.
Amazing. Well, there we have it. Playing Leeds later on today. I'm sure we'll be talking about it as well into the studio, but back to the studio.
First off the bus, Here come the players starting off with Marcus Bettinelli, followed by Kepa. Here comes Ben Chilwell. Followed by Lucas Bergstrom. Here comes Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Noni Madueke. And Loftus-Cheek. Zakaria. Conor Gallagher. Granit Xhaka. Raheem Sterling. Mateo Pulisic. Wesley Fofana. Here comes Trevor Chalobah and Mikhailo Mudryk. João Felix.
Hello and welcome to Matchday Live. It's a big one today. Chelsea versus Leeds at Stamford Bridge. 3 Premier League points up for grabs, and I'm delighted to say that I'm in the company, not only Elizabeth in the flesh, lovely to see you. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm not on Zoom anymore. This is amazing.
But also, we are very, very lucky to have an absolute superstar in Mortal with us this afternoon. Mortal, firstly, thank you for joining us. Can you talk to us about, firstly, your love of Chelsea and how that came about?
Ever since 2009, when I first started watching football, Premier League, because according to the Indian time, it was very convenient to watch Premier League, right? And I watched one of Chelsea's matches, and they were winning that match, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna support this team. That's how casual it was, but ever since then, I mean, I've been supporting unconditionally.
Absolutely worked, didn't it?
Amazing. And you have some big plans in London this week. Can you talk us through them?
So one of them is obviously today, it's Chelsea versus Leeds, and the other one is gonna be Chelsea versus Dortmund, which is an extremely important match, and I hope I bring some luck and charm to the team.
We absolutely hope so. We do hope so. We could do with a little bit of luck at the moment, so we absolutely hope you're going to be the lucky charm. Talk us through Blue Mode, because I know it's something you do with the football club, you do with Chelsea. Just talk us through that and talk us through how you got involved with it. And I mean, it looks really fun to be involved with.
So I got an email, that Chelsea wanted to do this series called Blue Mode, where I had to interview people. Either they would be Chelsea fans or maybe some other person whom I can interact with regarding football. The journey was absolutely amazing because I got to interview, for example, Arjun Kapoor. I did interview him too, and it's going great. I interviewed Fofana and Chalobah too, and it's gonna be released very soon. So I'm super excited about that.
Oh, I look forward to seeing that one.
Wow, that must have been amazing. And being a Chelsea supporter, is this your first time at Stamford Bridge?
This is my first time in London. So yeah, definitely it's my first time. This is gonna be my first match at Stamford Bridge.
What's it like? Does it live up to your expectations?
Yes, it does. I'm super excited and I'm so happy right now.
It's amazing to have you here, and again, we are very, very fortunate as a football club. Like you said, there are so many people around the world that love to come to Stamford Bridge when they get the opportunity. So talk me through the first thing today, because I always say that my first memory of coming to Stamford Bridge is seeing the ground, and then you come in and obviously it's very quiet at the moment, but it'll be a lot noisier later on. What emotions are you feeling? How special does it feel? Is this something that you've been looking forward to for a long time?
I mean, obviously I've always watched the matches on television, and I've always loved the atmosphere of the home ground, but this is the first time I'm gonna feel it today, and that's what excites me the most, because this is a very important match, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna make it.
Oh, I hope so.
Amazing.
I hope so.
I hope so too. And it's a big game, Chelsea versus Leeds. There's a big rivalry there. And then midweek as well, Chelsea versus Dortmund. So what are your thoughts ahead of the matches?
I mean, I'm super nervous about the Dortmund match, but then again, it's going to be a very entertaining match because the first leg is over, and this is going to be an all-out match, the midweek one. And Leeds is an extremely important for the team overall.
I want to ask you, you've mentioned about supporting Chelsea for a little while now. Yeah. Was there a specific player that you were watching? Who's the first Chelsea player you sort of, you idolised, or was the one that your favourite growing up?
It has always been Frank Lampard. Every time. I mean, he's my favourite player. All-time favourite player.
Has to be done. One of the nicest men in the world as well, isn't he? Just amazing. Just on that as well, because there are obviously millions and millions of Chelsea fans all around the world that would love an opportunity to come here. How do you engage with games when you're at home? Do you have like fan groups? Are there people you talk to over in India? Because obviously there are millions and millions of fans that would love to come here and support Chelsea. How do you support Chelsea from home?
We have our WhatsApp groups, and we have those groups where all the football fans are there. We interact with each other, we troll each other, and that's always something which goes on. Apart from that, I am a live streamer, gaming streamer. So while I'm streaming, I have this application on my mobile phone where I can watch the Chelsea match live, and that is something which goes on. Like, I have to watch that match no matter what. And irrespective of me streaming or doing whatever, I'll definitely watch that match. Earlier I used to watch it on television, but now it's more like I have to work, so I'll watch it on my mobile phone, but I'll watch.
You're a better multitasker than I, because I think I'd be far too distracted.
Yeah, I would not be able to handle that. So do you have any message that you'd like to send to the fans back home?
It feels great to represent you all, and I mean, you guys must be feeling how I am feeling right now. And it's just that I met those Chelsea players, Fofana and Chalobah, and I gave them your message, because we love Chelsea unconditionally, and we are going to be there through every ups and downs, and we'll keep the blue flag flying high.
Oh, impeccably put. Fantastic. Mortal, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today. Fingers crossed, it's going to be our lucky charm, because that is exactly what we need today, especially as well, wherever you are watching today, please do get involved with our Wherever You Go wall, thanks to our partners, Trivago. This is going to be very, very cool. So wherever you are watching in the world, send us a little selfie, send us a little message using the hashtag Wherever You Go. We'll get us involved. We'll have a little chat later on and we'll find out where you're watching from. And all together we can support and hopefully big Chelsea 3 points today. Come on, you Blues. It's going to be a big one. We can continue to build up to Chelsea versus Leeds here at Stamford Bridge all through the afternoon. Jason and Matt will be up in the gantry very, very soon talking us through team news, which is imminent here at Stamford Bridge. But right now, let's have a little break and see why this Chelsea-Leeds rivalry means so much.
Football rivalries aren't always local. Sometimes just a single game or a series of them can forge a mutual dislike that goes way beyond geography. For older generations of Chelsea fans, that rival is Leeds. Not just because of the famously filthy cup final of 1970 either. The relationship actually had its roots in the mid-60s. Managed by Tommy Docherty and Don Revie, they represented two very different sides of macho culture. All they had in common was a growing presence in the English game. In the spring of '63, Chelsea just beat Leeds to promotion. When they next met in early '65, they were first and second in the top flight, and things were getting physical. '66 and '67 brought cup victories for Chelsea, while Leeds bossed some tasty league meetings. As the 1969-70 campaign began, Dave Sexton was now in charge of the Blues. The clubs then met 6 times in 7 months, ending with the twice-played cup final. Now imagine this. The cup final was the season's only domestic football match that the public could watch live on television. And literally half the nation did watch. Over 28 million by the time the replay came around, a record that still stands for an English club game. A 2-2 draw was followed by a 2-1 Chelsea win, which is all that really should matter, but the real legacy is the legendary brutality of it all. This was basically 3.5 hours of common assault, punctuated by some memorable goals. When current referee Michael Oliver watched it back in early 2020, he sent off 11 players. Eric Jennings, who had the honour of officiating both games, only got his yellow card out once. Sadly, that fine Chelsea side would soon break up, and with both clubs spending chunks of time out of the top flight, renewing acquaintance was more rare, but still tasty. In April '84, the passion spilled out onto the field as a perfect Kerry Dixon hat-trick helped Blue thrash White 5-0 to ensure that Chelsea would be back in the First Division. While the meetings in '88-89 belonged to John Bumstead. A comedy effort at Ellen Road was followed by the goal that confirmed another return to the big time. Fast forward to Christmas '97. Players stood in silence to pay respects to the departed Leeds legend Billy Bremner before playing out a match he'd have loved. Alfie Haaland and Gary Kelly both saw red, but the 9 men knuckled down for a goalless draw. In spring '99, Gus Poyet's winner saw Chelsea finish 1 place above Leeds to grab the final remaining Champions League position. And at the end of that year, Leeds went top by winning a dirty clash that saw Frank Leboeuf totally lose his usual cool. Into the naughty noughties, Graham Lasso and Danny Mills tried their best to reignite the old flames. And Idika Johnson gave the rivalry one of its greatest goals. But we've barely shared a field with our Yorkshire friends since, until now. With our fabulous feisty history, the reception will always be a warm one. Leeds are back in Chelsea's sights. A long-distance relationship it may be, but we've been watching very closely.
Good afternoon, welcome to the top of the East Stand. It is Chelsea versus Leeds United. We've been hearing all about the rivalry and how it was forged and what it means, but in 2023 it simply means a very important game for Chelsea. Jason Cudney's up here with me for full match commentary. We'll be bringing you the game later. Jason, before we get to our 3 points for 3 points, how are you feeling?
Good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, everyone. Not great, Matt, if I'm honest. This is a game which they've got a new manager, fighting for their lives. They've got genuinely something to really fight for, and that's survival, and that poses a real threat. I don't need to go into the details, although we probably will throughout the show, about how difficult times have been at the moment. Not scoring enough goals by any distance. Now we're starting to concede goals, which actually defensively we're pretty good, actually. But at the moment it's a bad combo. So yes, we should win, but we should have beaten Southampton as well.
All right, well, let's get on to our 3 points for 3 points then. The first is that we need to get the crowd on side early. Start with intensity, get the crowd loud and fully behind the team from the off. I mean, that's something which to an extent ought to take care of itself, right? Because of the rivalry, because there's going to be 3,000 or so really noisy Leeds supporters. Chelsea are going to do that. Chelsea supporters are going to do that anyway from the off, but an early goal would be great, albeit that's not something we've seen a lot of.
No, and what we mean by this is actually because it's such a difficult time right now, Leeds will come in, and I've been in this situation both at the home side where things aren't going well, and also the away side where you know you can turn the crowd against them. And let me tell you, Javier Gracia will be going in. Part of his final speech will be quieten the crowd. If you can keep the crowd quiet, can you just nullify what Chelsea are going to do? And once that you take the atmosphere away from a game, what they want, Leeds, they want the fans to turn on the players, and that's why we're talking about, can the players now give the fans something to talk about? And that comes from a high intensity start, on the front foot, high press, closing down, high energy, all the things that you think you'd want to see in the game, but doesn't always happen. And I think that if I was Graham Potter, the last thing I would say to the lads would be, we've got to start this game on the front foot, win your individual battles. Any 50-50 that's contested or goes out for a throw-in, appeal to the referee, all of that to get the crowd, these little nuances in football that you can do as a player to get the crowd. Maybe there's a bad tackle, run to the referee, get the crowd on your side. There's many different ways of doing that. We need to think smart, need to think clever, because right now it's a very difficult time. And I dread to think, Matt, if we were to drop points today, how this stadium will feel. So what you do early on, first 10 minutes, in fact, even earlier, first 5 minutes, get the crowd behind you. As you said, Leeds, Chelsea, Chelsea, Leeds. There's no need to really do that, but today it feels like maybe we do.
All right, well, we can bring you the team news now. I can tell you that there are 3 changes from the team which started the game at Tottenham last week. In come Badiashile, Kovacic, who's going to wear the captain's armband, and Wesley Fofana. So we're expecting that to be a 3-4-3 formation. Kepa's in goal, Badiashile, Koulibaly and Fofana, the 3 at the back. Loftus, Cheek and Chilwell, the wing-backs, with Fernandes and Kovacic in midfield. And then Joao Felix, Raheem Sterling and Kai Havertz. A lot of Chelsea supporters, Jason, have been calling for the Blues to go back to a back 3. Obviously, we'd rather that was the case. With Reece James out there, he's not able to play today, so Ruben will be right wing back. But do you feel better about this as a formation, and any surprises in the lineup?
Do you know what? Graham Potter's had a lot of problems and issues to deal with. And one of the things that I think you've got to really nail down is what formation you're going to play. And you need to move forward, and you need to stick to it. You need to coach that system, coach it week in, week out. And I think that because of, there's lots of reasons why. Obviously, the bloated squad, that's the phrase, the bloated squad, he's got so many choices, so many options. Because the options are up top, and you can go through them, all of them, what an incredible squad he has up top. But I think to get those into the positions that you want, I think you've got to sort out the back line first. And I personally do believe with the players that we've got available, Badiashile starts today, Koulibaly, Fofana, obviously Silva is out injured. We have the players to do that. there's other players that can slot in as well. Chalobah, of course. I mean, even if we needed to, Aspie can slot in there as well. For me, get your best players in your best position, the best formation to get the best performance. And our best player is Reece James. Unfortunately, today, he doesn't start.
Well, that leads us on to the second of our 3 points for 3 points, and it is about getting the wing-backs more involved in the play further up the pitch. So getting Ben Chilwell crossing in, getting Ruben joining in with that as well. Now, even with my very basic tactical knowledge, I would suggest that is something which is going to be easier to do playing wing-backs than it is playing with a back four.
Oh, yes, 100%. And what we saw against Spurs last week was the way that Spurs played with a 3. You hardly saw Reece and Ben in those areas that they like to really hurt teams. If we went back 18 months ago, we went to Newcastle, we beat them 3-1. So Ben Chilwell and Reece James, and this is before they picked up the injuries. We went there, and they were not only were they scoring goals, they were assisting. They were almost like forward players, and we were dominating those wide areas. And what you do, you push their fullbacks back, you keep them there. Once that happens, they can't hurt you the other way. And the squad, as I've said already, lends itself. The problem that Graham's got is the players in the forward positions, you can't pick too many because you've got the midfield now. So it's a 4 in midfield, essentially. And you can only have 3 up top. Well, those 3 up top, who do you have? Well, Havertz is starting today, or it's Aubameyang, and then you've got 2 in behind. They don't really want them wide. You want them tucked in and as a support role. But of course, there's so much choice. You're only picking 2 out of about 6 or 7 when everyone's fit. Then there's the problem that I think he's probably facing at the moment. But I like it, Matt. I'm a lot happier now I've seen the team and seen what we're doing. Of course, Ruben, though, naturally isn't a right wing-back. Played against Southampton a couple of seasons ago. He played right wing-back and was outstanding.
Did all right in the Bernabeu last season too.
Yeah, it was outstanding. So there is... He understands the role, he gets it, but that's not his natural position. So defensively, we might have to just make sure we've got our eye on that.
And our final point in our 3 points for 3 points is about establishing a partnership at centre-back. Now, it's a back 3 today, as we've said, but we are seeing Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile play together, which is not something that we've seen as often as we would have liked, and it's something which we might see for years and years going forward. So they've got Koulibaly alongside them today, but these two, we want to see the basis of the partnership that is going to be Chelsea's centre-half pairing going forward.
Again, another problem that Potter has is that Badiashile's not in the Champions League squad, so the team we're seeing today is not going to be... Badiashile can't play in that. So he's got a little bit of an issue there. So now you're coaching by bringing players in, which you do anyway. You know, you've got a squad of players. It's not, you don't just coach 3 centre-halves or 2 centre-halves. So that's going to be an issue moving forward. Fingers crossed that we stay in the Champions League, of course, and it becomes a bigger problem for him. But yes, you're absolutely right. And partnerships are built up all over the pitch, Matt. You know, it might be the partnership that you have as a right-hand side centre-half with your right-back, but you also form a relationship with midfielders in front of you, the language that you talk, the demands that you ask, understanding the player, what he needs when the ball's in a certain position. You'll know, I need to cover that right-hand side a little bit more so you can intercept that side. There's all of this that takes time to build up. It doesn't happen just quickly over training sessions. It happens over 6-7 months. You build that understanding, and of course, once you're on the pitch, that's when you really cement it.
All right, well, it's a massive game. It's the start of a run of huge fixtures for Chelsea. 5 of the next 6 games for the Blues in all competitions are here at Stamford Bridge. As we've said, supporters can make a massive difference today, but it's up to the 11 who Graham Potter has selected, and maybe 5 more to come from the bench to get the result that Chelsea desperately want and need today against one of their biggest rivals. This could be a season-defining, a season-turning match, maybe. Let's hope so. Jason and I will be here for live commentary from 3 o'clock. For now, though, let's go back to pitch side.
Thank you very much, Matt and Jason. Brilliant as always, boys. I'm delighted to say that I'm in the company still of Elizabeth, but also Zach's joined us from the outside to come in, the London is Blue boys. Zach, team news, immediate reaction then. The boys have been speaking about it. Different formation, different change. Ruben at right wing back is a big thing for us.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I was saying to you guys off camera that actually, you know what, the things are a little bit tough. Sometimes going back to a back 3 for us seems to find a little bit of success. Seems to kind of be, we know what we're doing. We know that formation really well. We've been playing it for years. Really ever since Frank Lampard as well, and before him as well. Obviously Antonio Conte, we had a huge success with it as well then. Ruben right wing back again. I mean, it's so unfortunate to sit here and talk about Reece James. Obviously, not quite injured, but don't want to risk it. And I think that's a smart move, especially because when he is fit, missing one game is so much better than missing 10, obviously. And Ruben's a guy who is so versatile, and I feel like we've seen him play that right wing back position really, really well. And hopefully today we'll see him also dominating that right flank.
Absolutely right. And the back three as well, Elizabeth. You know, Kalidou Koulibaly in there, Trevor Chalobah in there, and obviously Wesley Fofana, and Benoit Badiashile. Three very accomplished centre-halves. That's a solid back line for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think that it's hopefully going to be a strong defence, and I think that we're going to be reverting back to that. And you have the experienced centre-backs. Maybe the first time that they're all playing together, so that's something to think about. But I think having that extra centre-back just gives us that extra defensive coverage that we might be needing these days.
Absolutely. I mentioned Trevor Chalobah because there are plenty of options that can come in when you play a back three. Mateo Kovacic with the armband today, such a big thing because he's such a big player for Chelsea, and probably gets forgotten the fact that we've not had him available a huge amount this season, nowhere near as much as we'd like anyway.
Yeah, I always sit here with Kovacic, and I think this is the guy who at times is one of the best midfielders in the world. He can do it all, whether it's the defensive end, whether it's the end of progressing the ball. He's one of the best dribblers with the ball in the world. Okay, he's not doing, say, Neymar-like skills and rainbow flicks and step-overs. But what he is so good at is picking up that ball in the defensive end, driving forward with it, carrying it forward and springing another attack. I think because Kovacic isn't the guy who's maybe getting 10 goals a season or something like that, he's maybe not spoken about in terms of the like world-class or like the best midfielders in the world. But if he started scoring goals as well and added goals to his name, he would be undisputed like how his quality is and the level he is in the world of football in midfield. But you're right, we haven't had him enough this season. That's been really unfortunate due to injury. I'm really looking forward to seeing him partner with Enzo today as well in midfield, seeing that partnership blossom, especially in a back three as well, where maybe they don't have to worry too much or as much as they would about the defensive side of things as they would have in a back four. So overall, yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting.
Could definitely play into Chelsea's favour. One or two players obviously very familiar with the system, like you've already mentioned. Talk us to João Felix, because he's a player that you'll have seen a lot of living in Madrid. You know how important he has been to Atletico Madrid. Will he suit this system? Is this where you get the best out of João?
I think that he definitely has a lot of experience in this system because Atletico do tend to play very defensively with a back 3/5 as well, and he has experience playing on the left-hand side. Typically, I think that his best position is playing as a 10, playing off of another striker, but we've seen that he's developed a partnership already with Enzo Fernandez. He can play off of them. He's going to be looking to make those runs. He's going to be playing off of Kai Havertz. So I think João Felix is really such a flexible and adaptable player that wherever you put him, he's going to be dangerous going forward.
That's exciting, isn't it? We've got so many players that have got that, Zach, but also the added sort of carrot, as it were, that you play well tonight is a massive game here on Tuesday night against Dortmund, and you play your way into form, play your way into the team.
Especially with how things are at the moment, if you have a good game or you have a great 60 minutes, 90 minutes, however long you're on the pitch for, score a goal or two, you know, bit the ball in the back of the net, I think you can't almost guarantee yourself a starting position against Dortmund. I think today we'll find out a lot about the players, about, again, back in the formation they're used to, back in the formation they're fond in playing. Chilwell on that left flank, right, left wing back. We're forgetting about this is the guy who won the Champions League in this position and does so well going forwards, and seeing him kind of dominate that side. I think overall, yeah, any player today could have a really good, even if you're coming off of the bench and you're going to have a good half an hour, you could be playing yourself into the game against Dortmund, and God, that's another big game.
Absolutely right. It is a massive game. There's a lot of big games. Today is one of those big games as well. Quite a lot of players around the training ground have been having a chat, having a little talk about things, how things are going at the moment. A player that we are delighted to have back on the pitch available for Chelsea is Wesley Fofana. Here he is talking in the week.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm back now. I'm fit. He's back to come with the team. I'm very happy. I play 2 games. I tried to help the team the maximum, and I'm very happy. And now I push more for stay fit. I substitute the two games. I come in the game, and I'm very happy. I tried to help the team, and the feeling is very good because 4 months I'm injured, and I'm very happy. Yeah, 4 months is very long. It's very long. It's very hard. Mentality is very hard, but I stay calm. I stay focused, and I work hard, and now I'm here, I'm back, and I'm very happy because I win with the team, with the group, and it's very good. Yeah, the 2 big games, home, this weekend and the next week is very important. It's very big game, one in the Premier League and one in Champions League, and the team is very focused for win the both and push, and that's it.
So the final of 1970 is underway. With a shot, oh, good work there by Bonetti. A save towards Jack Charlton. Kick, no, it's a goal. To Osgood with a shot. No, off the line by Jack Charlton. It's gone to Houseman with a shot. Let it go! Oh, terrible mistake there by Spring. To Jones. There's a good run here by Giles as well. Got it in first time towards Clark. Against the post. How unlucky can you get? Jones, a goal! Nick Jones, 2-1. Aston Remy looking at that watch. Hollins to curl it in again. Hutchinson! A goal by Ian Hutchinson! Giles all over the bar by Webb. Good cross there by McCready. And now Dempsey just over! The FA Cup needs a replay. For the first time tonight, the crowd gets a sight of their heroes. It up. Osgood's got on his run. There's the ball from Peter Osgood! A wonderful goal! It's a good ball run. Run again towards David Webb! And Chelsea are in the lead! For the long throw on Ian Hutchinson. It was touched on and the big defender David Webb. And there goes the final whistle. And Chelsea have won the cup.
Chelsea versus Leeds always means something. It's a big one today. Stamford Bridge starting to fill up. The fans inside the ground very much anticipating a big one this afternoon. Chelsea-Leeds always feels like something, doesn't it? Chelsea-Leeds is a big rivalry, one we've not seen a huge amount of, Elizabeth, due to the league differences, but this probably feels like the biggest Chelsea-Leeds game for quite a while today.
It does, and I feel like the atmosphere is really going to be popping, and you just never know what to expect with Chelsea Leeds. And I was actually looking at the past couple of games. There's been a red card in the past 2 games, one for each side. So I don't know what to expect today, but there's always something in Chelsea Leeds.
There is always something. There's always something in Chelsea. It's a little bit more important actually today as well as that, because Kerr Arrizabalaga, who we can see coming out, he's wearing all black this afternoon in his training warm-up. That's due to a Spanish goalkeeper, Jose Angel Iribar, who turned 80 this week. He is a huge prominent figure amongst goalkeepers in Spain. Quite a lot of top-class goalkeepers in La Liga are wearing black this weekend to recognise his birthday. Jan Oblak of Atletico Madrid, Thibaut Courtois, of course, formerly of Chelsea here. He's at Real Madrid. He's also wearing it this weekend. A couple of goalkeepers in the game last night as well wore black, so that's why Kepa is wearing that shirt in the warm-up today. Little moments like that, little tributes, they mean a lot because football is such a big game, and it's almost nice that it's marked on a game like today, because you feel that Kepa could be the most important player on the pitch for Chelsea. Yeah, no, you're right. Football, I think at times, football, we forget, is actually sometimes bigger than just 22 people on the pitch running about after a ball. It can affect everything. You have huge impacts, and normally for the good as well, which is amazing. And as for Kepa, I actually think he's somebody who hasn't probably got enough credit this season. In terms of statistically, he's one of the best shot stoppers in the league this year. He's done incredibly well in moments where we have maybe conceded a chance. He's come up brilliantly time and time again. I remember a game against Aston Villa as well. He was pulling off incredible saves. He's been really, really good this year, and just continued to improve. Like, his distribution with his feet is fantastic. He really has stepped up this year, especially when when Mendy was injured as well. Edouard Mendy was injured. We needed him to step up. We needed to step up hugely, and he has done so fantastically well. Just like seeing that kind of tribute, I think, is very, very sweet too. Yeah, terrific character as well to have around the training ground, around the dressing room. It's one or two videos I've seen this season as well of him playing with opposition fans, which I've really enjoyed. He's got a little bit of that about him, and I really, really enjoyed that. Elizabeth, firstly, I know we keep saying it's lovely to have you here in person. Obviously, been a valued member of the team for quite a while now, but it's lovely to have you beside us in pitch side here. Talk us through your trip, because obviously not only over here today, but there's a big game tomorrow that you're looking forward to as well.
Yeah, very, very excited to go to Selhurst Park for the first time. I've never been and support Chelsea women, so I'm really happy that I'm able to kind of plan the trip where I get to go to not one but two games, and it's a really big game for them tomorrow as well. So I have a lot of confidence in that Chelsea women's side. I really do think that we're gonna get the win.
In terms of a double weekend, Chelsea Leeds and Chelsea Arsenal, you picked that very, very well.
I couldn't have picked it better, to be honest.
You really couldn't. We will hear from Emma Hayes, her full press conference coming your way at half-time this afternoon, so make sure you stick around for that. Whenever Emma talks, you listen. It's a big, big weekend. Chelsea players just now taking to the pitch. Zach, in terms of the squad, Tuesday night is a big game. Today is a very big game for both of those reasons. It almost feels like, and I was talking to someone, a friend of mine in the press room a little bit earlier on, feels like Chelsea are due one of those games where things go right, and then all of a sudden you could beat a team 3 or 4, and then you start something different. But it feels like we're due a little bit of luck, and my words, could we do with that today?
In terms of how much we're due, probably. We probably are due something. All going to be tough. However, look, if Chelsea are playing their best on the day, we can beat anyone. We really can. And I think obviously the past 2 results haven't been too great. But you think back to the result of the game against West Ham. We scored 2 offside. We saw 2 goals that were just offside. We were creating great opportunities, and so we can see a bit more of that today. And again, with the formation change, I think we will. Again, we know what we're doing in this way. And so overall, I think if we get a little bit of luck, it could be a 4-0 quite possibly. But I'm not going to give an exact prediction.
Let's hope. I tell you what, we'll tell how confident these two are feeling in shoot, pass, clear this afternoon. 3 scenarios. You shoot one, the most likely to happen. You pass one, it might happen, it might not happen. And you clear something you definitely think will not happen this afternoon. So these are our 3 scenarios if you are playing along at home. And they are Chelsea to win to 0. Player to score first goal for the club. Could be Enzo Fernandez. See, we know that. 6 yellow cards or more. Is it going to be a spicy affair? Elizabeth, what do you think is going to happen this afternoon? What's your shoot, what's your pass, what's your clear?
Okay, so my shoot was that it is indeed going to be a spicy affair. So I shot that we're going to see more than 6 yellow cards or more in this match. I feel something in the atmosphere. It's a massive game for both teams as well. Leeds need the win, Chelsea needs the win, so I think that things are going to heat up. And then I pass a player to score their first goal, just because I feel like it could happen. I really want to see maybe Enzo Fernandez get on the score sheet there, and then wow, saved me there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you to Joel Robles, who's just saved us both from a clatter in there with football.
And And then I pass us winning to 0 because I do feel like Leeds might get a goal in there, but I think it'll be an interesting game, to say the least. It's heating up already.
It is. It's getting spicy already. I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think we'd be a target for this derby. But let's have a look at your choices for this afternoon then, Zach, on shoot, pass, clear. Let's see what you've gone for, mate. So you have gone. You shot on Chelsea's on a player to score their first goal for Chelsea.
I've done this for the past 3 times I've been on the show. And again, it's the same thinking of, look, if we're going to be creating chances, we're going to be creating opportunities like Felix, not Felix, he's already done so, but like Enzo, I think there's a good opportunity for that to happen. Again, the guys coming off the bench as well all have great opportunities to do so. Obviously, I can't quite read it from here, to be quite honest.
You passed on Chelsea to win to 0.
Yeah, passed on Chelsea, because I think, again, I'd happily take, I was saying it earlier, I would take a clean sheet 2-0 victory.
I'm going to press you on this because you and Elizabeth
week.
have both passed on that one. But Leeds don't score that many goals, do they? So why do you feel that today's going to be like that?
I just think what we need today is a real catalyst game, a game where we can come away from and be like, you know what, like that was something good, that was something to work from, that's something we can keep going with and keep improving on. I'm not going to get greedy and sit here and be like, I want 5-0, I want 4-1 or whatever. Like, I think we need to be realistic as well in the situation where we are. Even a 1-0 win, anything like that, like a 1-0, 2-1, whatever it is a solid display to build upon. I don't think we're going to see us absolutely putting the ball in the back of the net loads of times. And so, yeah, something to build upon is my main thinking, to be quite honest.
Let me ask you about that, because we've had this conversation quite a lot this season about sometimes the performance is more important than the result.
Definitely.
Is today the other way around, though? Is the result more important than the performance, potentially?
I think it's a really good question. I think that's right. I think it's definitely about the result. It's a result where people can just okay, the pressure's off a little bit now. The pressure's off. You don't have to worry as much as maybe you do if this was to not go so well today. And you can just kind of think about Dortmund. Okay, now Dortmund. Not have to deal with maybe a result goes against you, but you played okay. Doesn't matter. The result was poor. 100%. If we can come out with a result and we look back at the end of the season and go, oh, that was the result that kicked things on, and maybe after Dortmund was sitting there being like, the performance was really good as well, and then build upon it. 100%. Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting one this afternoon. It's an exciting one. We're all feeling it. We are all feeling good, but let's see if our brains are engaged, because it's that time, and you're here in person now, Elizabeth, so there's no hiding.
There's
Trivia.
No hiding.
It's always a tough question, always one that you have to rack your brain. And Chelsea Leeds, there is a big sample size to get a question from. So here is, I knew this was going to come up. Here is where we are. How many times did Peter Osgood score for us against Leeds? Now, it was Ozzy's birthday, would have been Ozzy's birthday in the week. The great man, huge anniversary of his death, huge presence in his football club. The statues outside, which I know that you started out earlier on today. A massive figure at this football club. We should know this. Now, I know that he obviously huge role in the 1970 FA Cup final. Big presence. Loved a goal against Leeds. I think he scored in the semi-final against Leeds as well in that cup, in another cup run years on. I don't think it's that high, but I think it's probably 3 or 4.
I feel like we're working it. I feel like we've got to rack our memories back, have a think about it. But we've
got until full time today as well.
We got a little while.
Nice,
We got a little
so
while.
we have somewhere. I'm thinking like no more than 5. That was kind of like my upper limit. So
we've gone 3, 4, and 5. I think we'll get there. We'll find out. We'll have a little think. We'll work it out.
Need a leeway.
Hopefully. I mean, if he scored 5, again, we could absolutely do with a little bit of that this afternoon. So we could definitely do with, in Peter Osgood's memory, trying to get a few goals this afternoon. Anyway, we'll come into that a little bit later on. We'll continue the build-up to Chelsea versus Leeds. Right now, though, let's hear from the manager. Let's hear from Graham Potter.
Really happy to see NG back training with the group. It was his first day today, so that's really exciting for us all. Obviously, Christian has made some really good progress as well. He trained last couple of days with the group, so again, exciting to have him back available. And Wesley's building on his minutes, so obviously got a few against Tottenham, so he's taken another step forward, which is again pleasing for us. Yeah, Eng's a unique footballer for sure. A very special person here, as we all know. From my perspective, it's been frustrating because we haven't seen him on the pitch, and we haven't seen him too much in the training sessions. But the small bits we have, you can absolutely see his quality. Understands the game at an incredible level, strategically really smart, and then has got the technicality and the physicality to deal with the Premier League. So he's a fantastic player. I think Wesley is an exciting player, and I think you're right. It's been frustrating for him and for us that we haven't seen him as much as we'd like. I think it was the Milan game at home where he suffered his injury at first, and it's been a long road back for him. But it's credit to him and the physios and everybody here that he's back, he's strong, he's looking forward to helping the team, and he's in a good place. Well, Thiago and Aspi are really important players for us and really important people for us. They're our leaders in the group. So you know, there's a miss there, of course. It's been great that we've had them around to support the team. It's nice that Aspi's on the road to recovery, because we were all concerned, absolutely, after the injury that he received. But he's taken the steps that he needs to take, and we're confident that he's going to be back with us on the pitch soon. Thiago will take a little bit more time, but in the meantime, we have to adapt, and we have to find solutions. There's always an opportunity for others when others are out, so that's exciting. We've got Benoit back in, Kaladou's obviously there in that area of the pitch, and Wesley's coming back from injury, so with Trevor Chalobah also competing. So there's competition for places in that area of the pitch, but we'll also always miss the ones that we haven't got. Well, Reece has just felt a little bit of tightness, which is sometimes understandable when he's coming back from his injury. We've been assessing him this week, feel that it's too soon for the game on Saturday, but there's a strong chance he'll be available for Tuesday, but this one was a bit too soon. Well, it's really frustrating. I think it's frustrating for us, it's frustrating for the players, it's frustrating for the supporters. We're all suffering together, and whilst there's been things that we've done well, clearly we need to improve in a lot of areas. Our results haven't been what we want, haven't been good enough for us, and that's where the work is. We need to try to turn that round quickly, and starting on Saturday, we're going to fight for the points. Well, the home crowd is always really important for us. They've always been really fair, I think, and supportive, and we're looking forward to their support, and we hope that we can give them a good performance. We know we can give them a good performance to go home happy. Yeah, Chelsea-Leeds is a historic game, so a little bit before my time, or maybe the start of my life, but nevertheless, a historic game, exciting game. We're looking forward to it.
Wherever we go, Trivago is with us. And now they bring us to Stamford Bridge to follow the warm-up of the Blues for our match against Leeds United. Welcome back to pitchside here at Stamford Bridge. The noise and the crowd inside are starting to build as Chelsea take on Leeds United. It's 3 p.m. here at Stamford Bridge. We are dangerously close to the Leeds United players warming up beside us, so you will have to forgive us that occasionally if we duck and dodge, move a little bit to present ourselves getting flattened at some point. But Elizabeth, it's starting to build up. Everyone's getting very excited inside Stamford Bridge. How are you feeling now? Only 10 foot away from the action. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling insane at the moment. Like, the atmosphere is getting to me, and you can just feel it building and building. And my heart is racing. I'm really excited for this game. I feel like it's going to be a big one. It's going to be exciting. And just to be here pitchside and have the players warming up literally right next to us is insane and just contributes to the atmosphere for me.
It is exciting, isn't it, Zaki? That you never get bored of being inside a football stadium before a big game, because that feel, that atmosphere, that intensity that you can almost breathe in, you can feel it already.
Oh, it's amazing, and that's why fans as well are so important. Like, I think it's crazy to think that it's now, coming up to 2-ish years since when the stadiums were empty, right? And they can make such a big difference, and they can be that 12th man. I know it's quite a football cliche to say the 12th man or the 12th person, the 12th man. But they can have such a huge impact, and that's what the Bridge needs to be today. They need to help, and that's why away support as well is so important when you're playing away. I think nothing beats a live game. Nothing.
Absolutely right. And of course, wherever you are in the world, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Let's get to our wherever you go wall with our friends at Trivago who are doing this for us. Wherever you are in the world, send us your selfie, send us your message, let us know where you're watching from. We've got Zimbabwe, Norway, 2 lots to Zimbabwe actually this afternoon. Big crowd in from Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for joining us. Wherever you are watching in the world, send us your tweets using that hashtag wherever you go, and we will shout you out a little bit later on in the show. Right, this is the dangerous part then, Elizabeth, because now we're all feeling atmospheric, if that's a word, emotional as we're getting closer to it. What are your thoughts on the game? Who do you think is a sort of standout for Chelsea today? Who do you want to impress themselves on the game, and who do you want to be impressed by?
Yeah, I think Joao Felix, I always feel that he has the potential to have a really big game, and he's looked so good going forward as well. I hope that we see a goal from him. Enzo Fernandez as well. I feel maybe that everybody wants Enzo to do at this point, but honestly, I'm just looking for a good team performance, and I think if we can do that, if we can get the win, it's going to be absolutely massive today.
Zach, where's the key battle then? Because Leeds obviously dangerously close to the relegation zone. Javi Gracia only his second game in charge as Leeds United manager. They're high intensity, well, they were under Marcelo Bielsa and Jesse Marsch. They've got a lot of players that have got a lot of energy in that midfield area especially. Yeah. Where is the key battle for Chelsea today?
I think you kind of mentioned the midfield. I think the midfield is huge today. It's kind of a one-on-one. Enzo and Cover versus McKennie and Adams personally. I think that's going to be the big one here. Look, Chelsea probably expect to have a lot of the ball. The other thing you've got to think about, the reverse fixture of this game, Chelsea need to get one back over. They need to get one back over. That was a poor display. Obviously, it was a long time ago. But I think the midfield is somewhere where it's going to be key. Midfield is arguably at times the most key battle on the pitch at all times. But it's about when we have that ball, because we probably will dominate possession, not to get frustrated, not to lose our heads, not to try and overly quickly push something which in an angle that isn't going to work. It's about taking your time, being delicate and being precise with it as well. And if we can win that midfield battle and break the lines, then we should be hopefully successful.
Leeds at home are more dangerous than Leeds away. I mean, that's factual this season. 3 of their 4 wins prior to last week, 4 of their 5 wins have come out at home at Ellen Road. Because of that atmosphere, the amount of noise they make, especially big games, they are really imposing on the team. How important is it that the Chelsea fans do that today and get behind and create an atmosphere? Because we all know it's been difficult at times when we've not scored goals to get everyone on board and to get everyone buying into it. How important is that the fans do that from minute 1 and play their part today?
It's super important. Like Zach said, the fans could be the 12th man, and I feel like especially with how the results have been going, it would be a real push for the players and just mean a lot to them to still have the fan support. I know that they do, and you can hear it now. The atmosphere is really growing, and it's been incredible. So I think that's really going to help Chelsea and hopefully push us for the win today.
How does it... The difficulty is as well though, Zach, isn't it? Away fans notoriously create more noise, you know, especially here at Stamford Bridge. You've got prime seat in the shed. It's always loud, it's always noisy. How important is it that Chelsea can kind of keep them quiet within the first 20-25 minutes?
Definitely, yeah, very important, very important. You don't want, we've seen it before where, you know what, if you give them a little bit of something to go upon, it can really boost the opposition. And so look, a goal in the first 20 minutes would be amazing, would be brilliant. And it is about keeping them quiet. I mean, right now you hear, we mentioned before, Leeds away is one of the best supports there is in the league. And so it is about that, but that's also as well, not just for the players. The home crowd can do that. They can obviously make an atmosphere as well. But if you are, and partially that is also on the pitch, right? If you're dominating the ball, and look, they're not getting the ball, maybe you are passing it side to side, kind of dictating the game at your own pace. That way, they also find it tough to kind of get along with it because their own team are just trying to chase the ball all the time. So yeah, I think it is quite a key battle to do.
And also, you know, we mentioned it already with Adams and McKennie in the middle. Brendan Aronson's another one. Very, very quickly, who's the one Leeds player that stands out for you to keep an eye on?
I think Tyler Adams, his personality is massive, and I watch him closely for the US men's national team, and he just is such a leader on and off the pitch, so I think that he really provides such a presence, and he just goes for the ball. He's really strong, so if we can keep him quiet, I think that Chelsea have a better chance today.
Absolutely. Brilliant work as always, Elizabeth and Zach. Elizabeth, you're going to be going up to the gantry to join Matt and Jason. I don't know what you've done to deserve that, to be fair, sitting next to Jason Company. That's a tough ask. But you're going to be doing that for us immediately, so we'll do that, and we'll pass you over to the gantry. Matt and Jason, good luck, boys. Here we go. Come on, you Blues.
Hello and welcome to the Top of the East Stand for live full match commentary of Chelsea versus Leeds United in the Premier League. Always a fixture around which Blues fans put a big ring when the fixtures are released earlier in the season, because it is one of the key matchups of any season, one of the most historical rivalries in English football. But in 2023, the passion between these two teams burns as brightly as ever, and the need for points for both is obvious. For Chelsea, just to get back to some kind of form, some winning ways, and set up things nicely for Tuesday for Leeds, well, they need points to get themselves away from trouble. They are just above the relegation zone coming into this game. They've got a dreadful away record this season, just one win on the road in the league. That was at Anfield back in October. Chelsea, the first of 5 of the next 6 games here at Stamford Bridge. The crowd, as we've been saying in the build-up, will play their part. It's up to the boys on the pitch to get the job done today. Jason Cudley's alongside me for this one. Jason, it's simply must win, isn't it? But it's must not lose for Leeds. Will that affect their approach to the game?
Listen, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Matt. There are so many strands to this game for so many different reasons. Chelsea fans of my vintage know exactly what this fixture means. I was here when we won the title in '83. Leeds smashed the scoreboard up. It was 5-0. But it predates that. This goes back 70 FA Cup. It even predates that as well. There's a lot. If you do history, there's a lot going on there as well. But today's modern history is very different. You know, we're talking about a side that was hated in the 70s in Leeds, and a side that's now hated in Chelsea in 2022. And these two clubs are fighting for points for very different reasons. They're fighting for survival, which I have to say, Matt, makes them a very dangerous opposition. What are we fighting for? What does this mean to us? Is it the manager? Is it the players? They fight for him, and the players fight themselves, the crowd. It's a very strange scenario that we're in. Over the last 12 months, this football club has changed dramatically. But both sides out there today need the 3 points for very different reasons.
Yeah, so Chelsea starting the day 10th, 31 points from 24 games, won 8, drawn 7, lost 9, goal difference of -2. Leeds 17th, 22 points from 24, won 5, 12 draws, 7 defeats, -10 is their goal difference. A point above the relegation zone. They could go as high as 13th with a win. Chelsea will stay where they are regardless. The traditional pre-match formalities are taking place. We've got the players lined up in front of us, which feels like a good time to bring you up to date with the team news. Can tell you there are 3 changes to the Blues side that started at Tottenham last week. In come Wesley Fofana, Benoit Badiashile and Mateo Kovacic. Reece James and Thiago Silva are injured. Hakim Ziyech drops to the bench. So Kepa is in goal. Back 3, Fofana, Badiashile and Koulibaly. Loftus-Cheek and Chilwell will be the wing-backs today, with Fernandes and Kovacic the captain in midfield. Then it's Joao Felix and Raheem Sterling either side of Kai Havertz. Leeds have Ilham Meslier in goal, Luke Ayling their captain, Robin Koch, Max Wöber and Junior Firpo at the back. In midfield, the 2 Americans, Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie. Then it's another USA international, Brendan Harrison. He will be flanked by Jack Harrison and Crescencio Somerville, with Jorginho Rutter, their record £35.5 million signing, came in January, the Frenchman, looking for his first goal in Leeds colours. Referee is Michael Oliver. Chelsea